How do you think humans will become extinct? Knowing us, it'll be the hard way. Extinction. By humans. For humans. Of the humans. An asteroid composed of dinosaurs will crash into the Earth and they'll eat us all. It's only a matter of time. And space. A highly contagious virus designed to make its host infertile without presenting any other symptoms escapes from a lab and infects everyone. Under no circumstances should we go to P4C 970. Signed General J. O'Neill. Collision of a Mentos truck and a Coca-Cola truck. It's the way I wanna go. This is the way. Terminal stupidity. The way things are going the last couple of years. This seems the only right answer. Social media is mostly to blame. Terminal stupidity is king there. You know what they say. The empty can rattles the most. And Jesus Christ, is it loud? No. We've been total idiots far longer than social media or the internet. It's just more blatant now. Meteor or a virus? I don't know why this has so few upvotes, but this could actually be so damn true. Not everything ends in a cool or stupid way. Because a meteor is not an asteroid. As a long-term optimist, my favorite is evolution. As we expand out into space through the eons, eventually we diverge and evolve into new species. And what we consider human is extinct. You can also view AI as a version of evolution and count that as well. But I personally think we can coexist with an AI we create. That sounds the most likely to me. Every other post here suggests something that would kill most people, but certainly not all. The only other thing I would imagine is a double whammy of sorts. Like a global pandemic of a very deadly virus during climate change runaway, and then hit by an asteroid. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. XA-12 will throw a tantrum at age 10 and use the secret Tesla military base on Mars to nuke the duck out of all of us. Such a unique name. He must be the only person in the world with it, though it's a little elongated. It's gotta be war. We literally have a weapon that can wipe out an entire country. Now multiply the amount of that weapon by thousands. One day countries and leaders will face a breaking point through clashing ideologies, and before we even knew it, we already ducked ourselves over. The breaking point will be climate related. One of / too many refugees. People vote extremists / lunatics with loose trigger fingers. They start a war to support the economy. Some battle over a critical water source escalates / climate protesters turn violent. Civil war ensues. Foreign power steps in. It escalates. All your points are extremely valid and serious. I just doubt that they end humanity. Even if 99% of humans die through famine, war etc, we'd be able to recover. Okay. That of course depends who these 99% are. If they are all male, we'd be in trouble after 1 generation. The planet Earth has survived drastic climate changes and will settle on a new equilibrium. I'd rather that humans would not be the cause, but the planet will still support human life somewhere, even if we do our worst to it. Let's not, though. By irreparably damaging our biosphere. Takes a biosphere to evolve and sustain a complex living organism like us. Destroy that and we probably won't last long. The Raparenui of Easter Island used to have a thriving civilization. They survived contact with the Europeans and even had a golden age of sorts, where life was bountiful enough to devote resources to monument building. However, they engaged in rapid deforestation and careless exhaustion of resources with no plan or even awareness of the consequences. Until too late, they wiped the island clean of trees, which caused erosion and loss to arable soil, loss of food, and eventually societal conflict and civil war. The remnants of their shattered society were easy pickings for slavers from Peru who almost completely exterminated them. What happened in Easter Island is going to happen to us. As big as it is, the Earth isn't an unlimited wellspring of resources and we are rapidly reaching the point of no return. That theory has been replaced / revised by newer evidence link. Independent. Co. UK / environment / nature / rats not meant to blame for death of Easter Island 431,105. HTML. Rats contributed to eating the trees, screwing them over. 6G. To throw a different fruit than what's here, I'm going to say humans will biologically die out. I think that we could maybe reach a point where sentimental value of being a human is slowly gone in favor of something else, like being a machine, uploading consciousness. We may be our real selves but digital. Or just a program with personality effectively killing the host and stealing their memory while retaining their information. Soulless. Either way, it won't be human. But that's the thing. Humans are already soulless. As far as we know, the meat processor inside our skulls is not special. It's just too advanced to simulate with current tech. Why would an electronic brain that perfectly simulates this process be anything but a human? If it quacks like a duck etc, it's human in all the ways that matter. I think we will make a mistake. Something like, we send the majority of the population to another planet, but they crash. Or, we couldn't get to another planet in time. Humans make mistakes. It's about time we make a big one. Well then let's find out. Seriously. Like you're watching it right now op. We run out of toilet paper. Honestly, a massive asteroid. I'm talking miles in diameter. I mean, nuclear war is devastating, but just think about the colossal amount of energy released during such an impact event. Billions of nukes. The worst part? There's pretty much nothing we can do about it with our current technology. Sometimes I fall asleep with the window open, triple glazing. And when I'm woken up by a plane it's so loud. I live near an airport. I assume it's an incoming asteroid and the world is seconds from extinction. I usually have time to quickly repent of my sins and just brace myself before I realize. I also often wake up in the middle of the night because of a loud noise. It's usually nothing serious. Just my roommate taking a shit. We'll probably damage the environment to a point where we can no longer live in it. In the last 100 years we've been burning through Earth's resources like we have another planet to move to. This, humans will duck up, but the Earth will keep going and stabilize by itself no problem. We are just an inconvenience to nature. Of course, Earth survived events far worse than us. Two likely options. 1. Climate collapse might not be the direct cause of human extinction, but it would certainly prompt a lot of candidates for human extinction. Nations going to war with each other as their land goes underwater or becomes otherwise uninhabitable. Wars over the last remaining resources. Increased temperatures across the globe result in more heat stroke deaths and tropical diseases spreading across the globe. In that scenario, either nuclear war or uncontrolled disease kills us all. 2. Massive collapse of technology. A coronal mass ejection cripples all technology on Earth. Life support systems, planes, power plants, anything more complex than a radio is rendered unusable. Within hours, millions are dead as supply chains collapse across the globe. Famine becomes a part of life for many. With today's level of dependence on technology, it would knock us back to being an agrarian species. And the more technologically advanced we get, the worse a coronal mass ejection becomes. Imagine a time when most humans have complex cybernetics. A coronal mass ejection would literally kill billions as their body's electronic components failed. It would deal us a blow we could never recover from. Even if everything relying on electricity failed at once, how would that cause extinction? I would bet there are hundreds of millions, if not billions of people in the world who already don't have any interaction with electricity. And for wars, what possible scenario would result in the death of every single tribe and community in, say, South America and Africa? Sure. I think there are plenty of plausible events that could cause the collapse of developed countries, but for extinction, I don't know if even a supervolcano/major asteroid impact could do that entirely. Humans are incredibly resilient/adaptable. Pondering how to cause a human extinction in my mind is like thinking how to kill every single dog, cat, rabbit in the world. It's really, really hard. Rape spiders. I was gonna go with giant ants, but rape spider trumps that. Touché. Yes, they touch you. A new company will come to be with a new slogan. Brawn with electrolytes, it's got what plants crave. already in the progress of that, so I don't think the need for any imagination here, but if I have to say, moronic terrain renovation and the earth shot us in the butt. What do we say to the god of death? Not today. Him too short, angry, and American. You'll never kill me apocalypse. Stupidity, or I should say the rapidly increasing gulf between common and academic knowledge. Science is moving faster than the average person's intellect because we have coddled being a ducking moron for decades now. Look at how COVID has been handled in the scientific versus common communities and imagine that level of dissonance in an even greater threat. Alright guys, just stay inside, wash your hands, and wear a mask when going outside. Did you mean protest while in tightly packed groups? Continuing to spread the virus? You illustrate the point all too well. Thank you. Humans will cause human extinction. Honestly, I think either we'll prime it in our lifetimes, or it won't happen for eons, if ever. The big problem is that we are at risk of something on the scale of the Bronze Age collapse all over again, where several advanced civilizations crumbled in less than a century due to collapsing trade networks. We don't even really know what caused it beyond raiders from the sea. We've already consumed all readily available hydrocarbons, which is how we industrialized the first time around. We are close to having renewable tech advanced enough to take over, but we are not quite there, which means if international trade implodes before we get there, we'd have a much harder time bootstrapping ourselves back up the tech tree, to the point that it might be impossible for widespread civilization to take hold once more. Without widespread civilization and the advanced sciences and job specialization that come with it, we are much more sensitive to extinction events due to limited ability to mitigate them, and at that point, we are just as fragile as any other species. If we crack renewables first, however, I think human civilization would rebound even from WWII, because the main limiting factor in a civilization is access to energy. The only thing I can think of that would truly wipe us out in short order is if we accidentally create a paperclip maximizer that chooses to exterminate us because we'd look nicer as paperclips. I agree, it'd be similar to the Bronze Age collapse. They had such complicated economic and political systems that when they were damaged, they couldn't recover. Kind of like the box of fats so heavy that when you knock him down he's too heavy to get back up. After globalization, were 1000x more complicated, and as you pointed out, we've already picked most of the low-hanging fruit as far as energy is concerned, so it'd be hard to recover. Ted Faro, world's first trillionaire, creates an army of peacekeepers, machines designed to maintain peace. However, something goes terribly wrong, and the machines start breeding and feeding on organic matter, thus killing almost all human beings. In a last hope, a professor which was born 3 months ago, in March 2020, develops a protection program for Earth, called Project Zero Dawn. This project involves recreating the biosphere with the help of an almost omnipotent AI, called GAIA. This process works. The humans go extinct, but are reborn by GAIA. Then, don't you dare spoiling the ending. I'm not there yet. This, of course, is only me being a psychic, and not at all the plot of any video game with Horizon Zero and Dawn in it name. I hope you enjoyed your own future. Trust me, the plot goes nuts. Also, there is a damn good reason why it is usually a terrible idea to listen to executive meddling when it comes to important science. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily Reddit videos.